So today I am here with Will.
Hello.
Hi. I love having you here. And, I think that so many people who are really being intentional and trying to learn a different way to navigate love, and they find my channel, subscribe if you're being intentional. If you just want to fuck around, don't subscribe because this is about, Will and I are celebrating 18 years since we met. And this is a big deal. And I want to talk to you guys about it because sometimes I hear you saying, and maybe some of you have vocalized it to me for sure. Maybe you've even thought it. You're like, oh my God, Jackie met her person before modern dating got like shit. Right? You see what I mean? And so I want to talk about is it really that different? Is it really that different now compared to 18 years ago when we met?
No.
Okay, Teddy.
Done with the podcast.
Wait, say that again?
Done with the podcast.
Done? Oh, he's going to wrap this up. No, but Teddy, for real, is it different or is it the same? What are your thoughts?
I think the rules are basically the same. I mean, I know there's different platforms and people are finding each other online and this and that. My aunt and uncle met, I don't know, was it mid-90s on a CompuServe bulletin board or something like that?
CompuServe?
Yeah,
what is that?
Some sort of like AOL back in
AOL.
the
Okay,
day.
okay.
And
Which
that was
uncle is that?
Tom.
He has so many aunts and uncles. You guys don't understand. There's so many. I don't even know who these people are.
I don't know what service it was, but it was way back when, before there was dating, before there was apps, before there was dating anything. It was just BBSs and chatting through, I don't know what it was, but way back when, and they had found each other at the time, and the further back you go, it's just different platforms, whether it's going to a singles bar or meeting
different tools,
going to a different cave to find your cave woman. I mean, it's all it's all the same, but just different places basically, but the rules still apply.
What are the rules? You see, this is where I feel like people are wondering, what are the rules? Well, because it's, people are listening, really wanting to find their person, and they're like, well, what the hell? You guys are lucky, quote unquote. Guys, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Spotify app if you're listening. I don't want you to miss this because I really am so intentional about bringing you value. I want you to get out of your own way. Sometimes you're convincing yourself. You guys are lucky. They're the lucky ones. And I really don't think we are. Are we blessed? For sure. But I feel like all of us have our person waiting to meet us. And I'm on a mission to help you find that person. And so what are your actions? So I think for me and you, this is where I'm thinking, Teddy. When we met 18 years ago, I was, right before meeting you, I was in a pattern of a cycle of toxic relationships, mediocre relationships, situationships, the same thing that literally happens to my clients today, same situation, right? It didn't change until I realized I was worthy of so much more.
Right. So you're intentional and you changed your mindset. You were all about...
My mindset, that's it. That was for sure there 18 years ago, and it still exists today. And this is why I'm so convinced, I see it all the time, is when you start to shift your mindset and you start to, instead of blaming, because I literally, the night that I, really changed was oh my God, another asshole that broke my heart, blah, blah, blah. And I was wait a second, I'm the common denominator. I'm the asshole that keeps choosing the wrong people. At the end of the day, people have been assholes for years.
For millennia.
For real. And 18 years ago, there weren't any apps, but I still managed to be a really great asshole, still choosing them, So I see people now doing that too. They're not feeling worthy of anything more.
Well, I think it's true that it's the same, but just in a different arena, because you have clients where, they're on the apps and they're meeting the worst people or the toxic people. And then, after going through your program, I hear stories where you're like, oh, and then the next day after she had this realization, the next day she found so-and-so and now they're engaged, or she found the, it seems like it's almost magical, but once you align yourself correctly and you're intentional and you're kind of avoiding and weeding out all the garbage, then the path forward kind of lights the way, and you're on to finding, real
Teddy,
relationships.
I love that you're pitching my program. You guys,
Well,
you're so proud. You're so cute. That wasn't even, none of this isn't planned, by the way, you guys. I literally was like, babe, it's our anniversary. 18 years ago we met. We should do an episode. And he's like, okay. Like, it literally was like that. But like, I think that there's certain people that can figure this out on their own. They can listen to my podcast, and they literally have emailed me all around the world. They're like, oh my God, your podcast changed my life. I found my person, la, la, la. I have other people that are like, I need you up in my business. Like, I want you by my side, coach in my pocket, and I'm here for that. And I'll drop the link to my coaching program, because I do have some space open where I can work with you one-on-one, and you can fill out a form and we can get on a call and see if that's a good fit, right? But I'm not here to be like selling you, because that's not what I'm about.
Yeah, and that wasn't my point. My point was, you're in your world where you meet a lot of these women that are in bad relationships or have gotten out of so many, string of bad relationships. They turn a corner, something happens, something snaps, there's a tipping point where all of a sudden they're finding the nice guys, the good people that are there with intention. And it's like they were there all along, but you didn't look for them, or you weren't aligned, or you weren't, whatever it was. So you're on a different platform than we were. We met in a lounge with live music in real life.
In Miami. Yeah.
And, but that's just the arena that we are playing in. And if you're playing in the app arena, it's different set of rules or whatever, but the basics are still the same. You weed out the garbage, you find, honest people that are looking for what you're looking for, and then you move forward.
I'm such a fan of the apps too, because I keep seeing women and men find their person when I'm like, you get other eyes on your shit. Like, sometimes you're like setting up a profile and you think everything's great, and you're swiping away with your eyes. And, when you take a step back and you're like, wait a second, who am I swiping on? Like, your type, quote unquote, and your bullshit. Like, you got to be willing to challenge yourself and be like, wait. And that being said, some of you are like, I'm not going to date some gross guy. Like, fuck off. And I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, I 100%, well, then I would be freaking happy and crazy in love if I thought he was gross. Like, hands down, he was adorable and so cute from day one. And he still is. Oh my God. No, but like, this is important for you to know. It's like, you can have it all. You absolutely can. But you have to be willing to take a step back and be like, well, how am I in my own way? So instead of saying, oh my God, Jackie's so lucky, it was 18 years ago, things are so different, they weren't. Like, they really weren't. I managed to always choose the wrong guys. And why? Because I didn't know my worth. Like, what about from your point of view? Like, from a guy's perspective, you dated a girl for like 6 years. Mm-hmm. And then got out of that, and then you got into another relationship for like 10 months. Like, right before I met Will, like the night I met like Will and we went on a proper date, you were like, oh, I just got out of a relationship a month before.
Right.
So like, from your perspective, like, were you also in a pattern like me, or do you not?
No.
Was it a word thing, or what was your issue? What was your problem?
No, I grew up with parents that were have been together for a really long time, so I had like a nice stable background, and so I was in like long-term relationships serially, and that's what I was going through. And
is that a word, serially?
Yeah, like, serial.
Okay, like you're like a serial serious dater. Is that what you're saying?
A serial long-term relationship
guy. Okay, yeah.
Dude.
Okay, cool. You weren't like a one-night stand kind of guy.
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I don't want to know about this. You're so cute. Okay, go on. Tell me more. I want to always have you on my podcast. So I feel like I learned more about you. I'm like, Teddy, tell me your secrets.
I gotta go.
Okay, go on, Teddy.
So I was long-term relationship, and so I feel more like I was kind of settling and saying, oh well, I'm in a relationship, nothing is terribly crazy wrong. I might as well just stay. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't finding my top match kind of thing, but you know, I was like, oh, this is okay. I'll stick with this for however long. So that's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Where, you know, it wasn't toxic, but it wasn't for me. But I didn't really.
I'm curious. No, I'm serious. I'm literally like just in the moment here, wondering, like, as you're dating and settling. I love that because, you know, did you know your worth? And were you aware of like, oh my God, I am like, there's so like, I know that I'm very valuable as a person, as a partner. This person isn't reciprocating. I deserve more. Or, you know what I mean? Like, were you aware of that?
I mean, I think I knew my worth, and I did have good examples in my life, my grandparents, my parents. But you know, I'm kind of a easygoing person, I guess, and I was just kind of going with the flow. Like, okay, yeah.
The flow.
Oh, I said the wrong.
God, no, I've
or
always,
the right word.
no, but like 18 years ago, you were going with the shit flow,
Yes.
and like this is it. People still go with the flow.
Yeah, and I guess people can go with the toxic flow, and that's just as bad.
Yeah.
So when I found you. I was like, okay, well, this is different.
How? Oh my God, I'm so up in your business. I love this. This is so cute.
I don't know. I didn't have a list like you kind of had when you were looking for me, I guess.
I wasn't, by the way.
You weren't looking for me, but okay.
Correction. I wasn't looking for you. And this is so important.
You were hunting.
Yeah, I wasn't hunting. Ew. No, this is actually really important. You know, people that know me in my world, and make sure you subscribe if this is resonating with you guys. Don't forget. I realized that, like, wait a second, I need to be intentional and write a list, because I found myself going with the flow. Any guy that would give me attention, I was like, oh my God, like my ego was like totally being fed, and I would just respond to it and find myself in a situationship or relationship with whoever would give me attention. So then when I realized, wait a second, like I'm pretty amazing. Like, I'm pretty awesome. I'm like, wait a second, I have all these great things. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm like, wait, I have all these great things. And of course people are going to want to hang out with me. Of course people are going to want to hook up or whatever. But do I want to hook up with you? Like, do I want to be with you? And so that started to shift for me like that. So I was not on the prowl. I was not looking, but I was intentional AF. Like, I was like, I had a list, and this is exactly my process of what I do with my clients. And we get really clear, like super clear of your list. Like, some of you might be like, I have a list, bitch. Like, no, wait, I want to look at your list. Like, I literally do.
This is wrong.
No, but sometimes you have a list and it's all like you're missing things that are really important, or you should add things, whatever. I always see that with all my clients. So the point is, the night I met Will 18 years ago, that's why we're here together celebrating our anniversary, and I hope this is bringing you value, honestly, you guys. The point is, I was not on the prowl. I was not looking. I was living my best life, having the best night, being myself, being happy, single. And when some other guy came up to me who asked me to dance, I knew he was not aligned to my list. He had already tried to date me, and he was a big time mama's boy. And I love a guy that loves his mom. That Will loves his mom, by the way. It's very important. But this guy ditched our date for his mom's dinner the night of our date. And I'm like, ew, like, who does that? Like, that was like my time. So when he asked me to dance tonight, I was like, no, thanks. And I walked away, and I was available to receive. I had space to receive, and I looked across the dance floor, and there's a cute guy smiling. That's you, babe. Yeah. And that's how we met. But like, literally, it's like, normally, Jackie, going with the flow, a guy asked me to dance, I'm like, yeah, sure, this is fun. I would have missed Will. Like, it's like, honestly, that important. Like, every minute of your life, like, no pressure, but like but everything is important. Everything, you're meant to meet your person. The universe wants you to be happy. Like, the universe is not out to freaking get you. But, like, where are you going wrong? What are you doing? Who are you letting into your space and your energy? Who doesn't deserve that space? Like, think about it right now. Seriously. Oh my God, like, who's that person texting you right now? Oh my God, was that a booty call? Like, or that guy wants to hook up with you. No one says booty call anymore. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
That's antiquated.
Whatever. Is that... I don't know. You know, Teddy, how is this feeling for you? Is this feeling, like, accurate to you?
Yeah, I agree. It's all about, like I said, you got to get the garbage out of the way so you can clear a path towards your person.
Yeah, you're so cute. So I'm sorry, and I chimed in there. I can't help it. But when you met me and you're like, this is different, you were like, okay, what? Like, what? From I totally jumped in and I chimed in.
I have a clear memory of, it was probably May 2007, maybe April, and thinking, okay, we've only been, serious boyfriend and girlfriend for like, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? I didn't have a list, but I started to put together a list. I'm like, whoa, she hits all these marks.
Wait. Question.
Yes.
Did I tell you about the list? Did I tell you about my list?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think I did. I
think you might have.
By the way, you guys, I found my list. Literally, I found my original list. If you're interested in seeing it, let me know. Like, literally, I want to know if you want to see it. I will somehow post it. Put it somewhere for you to see, okay?
I'll send it to you. One item at a time. Spend an entire podcast on each item.
No, I would need like 10 episodes or more.
Well, so I kind of just, I was in the relationship and I said, okay, well, let me think about my list. Not trying to compare my list to your list. And you hit all these marks for me. Your list
was shit. I'm joking.
You hit all these marks and I said, well, wait a minute. If she hits all these marks that I find important, that align with, what I want, why not lock it down and just get married? Like, that just makes sense. Like, why? What are we doing?
You're so cute.
I remember that was like April, May, and then I got you your ring, and then bam.
You're so cute. Okay, so like, by the way, you guys, this is now September. You're listening to this September 2nd. Our anniversary is September 1st, and so September 1st. 2006 is when we met. It just not so long ago. It does not feel that long ago. And I love you more today. Like, I love you beyond.
I love you more.
You're so cute. Let's make out. This is important. You guys have to have like the best friend vibes. Can't get enough of each other. Make out sessions. Why not? Like, you can't get enough of each other. Like, honestly. This exists. Like, I love having you on here, Teddy, because you exist. That love exists. Like, I want people to know it. Your brain to get evidence. Because sometimes you're like, that's like a rom-com and like, blah, blah, blah. And so you kind of convince yourself it doesn't exist so you can tolerate bullshit and settle for mediocrity. And so I'm like, look at us. Like, honestly, like, I want us to be a light on your path. Will and I have been very fortunate. We had our parents as a really amazing example, and not everybody's had that,
right.
And so, like, I feel like, I become very close to my listeners. Like, I do. Like, I feel very close to you guys. I talk on the podcast as if I'm writing my journal. Like, I feel like I'm very connected. And so I want to hear from you guys. Like, what is resonating with you? Are you guys feeling a little bit more faith in, oh my God, crazy love does exist. I can find my best friend. Oh my God, Jackie and Will were both settling for bullshit. It wasn't luck. They actually took action and change. Like, what is landing? And if nothing is landing and you still feel hopeless, let us know. Like, we want to show up for you. I'm bringing you on again. I love you. You're so cute. No, I literally, I am. Is that okay with you?
I'll allow it.
Of course, because his motto, what do you live by, Teddy?
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, but you mean that? I
just read it off the script. You have it right there.
I don't have a script. Teddy, I love having you here. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much. You guys, thank you for listening. Do not settle for anything less than crazy love. Because it has to be crazy love or nothing.
Or nothing.
Oh my God, we're doing that together. We're not doing that together. Thank you guys. Until next time. And let me know if you want Will back on. And if you have any questions for him, let us know, okay? Thank you.